Today, I would like to present our paper with the title Perceptions of Ethnic Relations at Personal Level and National Level. Let me give you a background to the study. Malaysia is a multi-ethnic and multi-religious society characterized by a diverse population composition. The primary ethnic groups include Malays, Chinese, and Indians, each with its own cultural and linguistic heritage. In 2023, Statista Research Department reported that 70.1% of Malaysia's population identifies as Bumiputra, with 22.6% classified as Chinese and 6.6% as Indians. The indigenous orang asli in Peninsular Malaysia are divided into three main groups, while Sabah has 32 ethnic groups, mainly Kadazan Dusun, and Sarawak has 27 ethnic groups, mainly Iban. Given Malaysia's heterogeneous population, former and current Prime Ministers of Malaysia have endeavored to foster unity through the creation of slogans. For example, the sixth Malaysian Prime Minister, Dato Sri Muhammad Najib, introduced the One Malaysia concept, and the current Prime Minister, Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim, promotes Malaysia Madani. These slogans not only advocate for good governance, sustainable development, and racial harmony, but also serve as calls to action to bridge societal divides and promote respect among different ethnic groups. While numerous efforts have been made to promote racial harmony, the reality remains that managing ethnic diversity has become increasingly complex and challenging. One can choose to see the positive, and there are studies reporting positive inter-ethnic interactions. Studies like Masrukin and Sriyanto shows a positive trend in ethnic relations. A significant 60% of students at the University of Malaya exhibited high levels of cross-cultural tolerance and acceptance. Likewise, Lino and Muhammad Hashim found that public university students express high tolerance and support for cultural freedom. Based on these findings, Malaysia seems to have the desired racial harmony. However, other findings that point to simmering ethnic conflict and social exclusion cannot be ignored. For example, Aminuddin found that Malays exhibit a greater reluctance to have neighbors of a different race or religion compared to Chinese. When examining students' ethnic consciousness, Chin studies show that Malay students uphold Malay dominance and actively work to strengthen the unity of the Malay community. Besides, several studies have indicated that students tend to form close friendships, mainly with others of the same ethnicity. These findings suggest that the vision of ethnic integration and fully harmonious ethnic relations is still in the distance. Thus far, there are mixed findings on positive and negative of ethnic relations in Malaysia, and the studies mainly involve participants with certain characteristics. Most of the studies were on university students, especially those in Peninsular Malaysia. On the other hand, in Sabah and Sarawak, there is richer ethnic diversity, and the population ratio of the Malay to Chinese and indigenous is roughly 1:1:2. The Kadazan Dusun and Iban constitute almost 30% of the Sabah and Sarawak populations respectively. Therefore, East Malaysia presents unique social and demographic structures which may influence ethnic relations. Considering the focus has been on questionnaire data from university students in Peninsular Malaysia, it is important to research ethnic relations from the perspective of working adults in East Malaysia using qualitative data, because interviews may yield different and more in-depth insights into inter-ethnic interactions. Such studies may shed light on the mixed findings on positive and negative ethnic relations. Therefore, this study aims to examine perceptions of ethnic relations in Sarawak at both the individual and national levels through qualitative exploration. As for method of study, this study involved two Chinese participants residing in Sarawak. Both of them are employed in the civil service sector and belong to the T20 category. The interviews were conducted in English, and the interview sessions were audio recorded. Data analysis procedures were guided by Caulfield thematic analysis framework. As for the results of the study, the findings cover their personal view on closeness with other ethnic groups. At a personal level, both participants expressed a deep sense of closeness with individuals from different ethnic backgrounds due to reasons such as bloodline, family background, national primary school background, and experience of living abroad. First, ancestry has a pervasive influence on perceptions of ethnic relations at a personal level. P2, in particular, has a unique link to the Lumbawan people, as his grandmother is Lumbawan. As Sub 1 shows how P2's upbringing in a mixed ethnic family has shaped his sense of closeness with indigenous people. Second, P1 and P2's family backgrounds, especially the influence of their parents, play an important role in nurturing their bond with different ethnic communities. As part of their upbringing, their parents took them to visit friends from different ethnic backgrounds during festive occasions such as Gawai, Christmas, and Raya. They also hosted open houses for these friends during Chinese New Year. Third, P1's experience in a national primary school also provided a crucial foundation for her understanding and appreciation of diverse ethnicities. Apart from that, both P1 and P2 had previously undertaken postgraduate studies in Australia. In Answer 3, P2 explained that while Malaysians are typically aware of ethnic differences within their own country, living abroad in Australia led them to prioritize their national identity as Malaysian over their specific ethnicity in the context of the dominant white Australian culture. When asked about their perspective on ethnic relations at the national level, both participants voiced a common dissatisfaction. P2 voiced his dissatisfaction with the current state of ethnic relations, asserting his belief that as long as Malaysia grapples with ethnic issues such as debates over bak kut teh as national heritage food and the existence of vernacular schools which cater to specific ethnic communities, true racial harmony will remain elusive. On the other hand, P2 made it clear in Answer 5 that the benefits of the NEP in Malaysia seem to have been diverted towards Bumi Putra politicians, leading to their enrichment rather than the empowerment of Bumi Putra entrepreneurs. This diversion of resources away from the intended beneficiaries is seen as a misuse of the policy's implementation that could potentially undermine the effectiveness of government initiatives and diminish public confidence in addressing socio-economic disparities, thus exacerbating social disharmony. Nevertheless, despite both participants sharing a view of the current state of ethnic relations as unsatisfactory, P2 highlighted the unifying power of sports in Malaysia. Events such as the Thomas Cup in badminton and football matches are occasions that unite people under the banner of Malaysia. Through sports events, individuals from diverse backgrounds find common ground. Sports can contribute to the strengthening of national cohesion. Furthermore, both participants believe that there is a prevalent connection between religion and race. P2 expressed sadness with the common association of religion with specific ethnic groups, especially in the context of Islam and Christianity in Malaysia. He believed that religion should not be tied to race and emphasized that religions like Islam and Christianity are meant to be inclusive of all ethnicities. P1 also expressed discomfort when discussing religion, especially concerning the prospect of conversion. As shown in Excerpt 6, she voiced concern about the consequences if her son were to marry a Muslim. She appeared more accepting of her son marrying a Malay if there were no requirement for religious conversion. Now we come to discussion and conclusion. The study on perceptions of ethnic relations at a personal level and at a national level showed that the family and educational background influenced the two participants to feel positive about ethnic relations at a personal level, mostly because they have close relationships with various races. This aligns with Duda's study, which highlights the important role of family in shaping children's acceptance of diversity. The other factors that exert influence on perceptions of ethnic relations at a personal level are ancestry and the experience of being overseas. where it is more important to be Malaysian than to be Chinese, Malay, Indian, Kadazan Dusun, or Iban, among others. The present study also found dissatisfaction with ethnic relations at the national level, and the two participants were concerned about the potential for local incidents to escalate into ethnic conflicts that attract interest throughout the nation. A recent example of this is the controversy surrounding the Allah socks sold in KK Mart, which ignited strong emotions and became politicized across the country. By emphasizing ethnic and religious differences, politicians can foster a sense of belonging and unity among their supporters, the in-group, while simultaneously portraying those who belong to different ethnic or religious communities, the out-group, as others or adversaries. The dividing of social identities among Malaysians reflect the us and them mentalities. However, when Malaysians are outside of the country and among citizens of different countries, the us and them mentality changes. When they were abroad, both participants experienced the shared sense of belongingness to Malaysia that crosses ethnic boundaries. Outside of Malaysia, the notion of us expands to include all Malaysians, and them refers to non-Malaysians. The findings exemplify the importance of the societal context in influencing the us and them mentality. The findings of the present study indicate that although participants may have dissatisfaction with ethnic relations at national level, these may be pockets within generally neutral to positive experiences in ethnic relations. However, the findings are based on a case study of two participants with a particular profile. Therefore, in light of this, further research on Malaysians with other profiles are needed to understand the underlying factors of this dissatisfaction with national level ethnic relations, if any. This includes studying Malaysians from various socio-economic backgrounds, geographic regions, age groups, ethnicities, residents, education levels, and religious backgrounds. Thank you.